All right, tough one, but you got to give Samford their credit. I thought they played with great energy, and I thought they came out the aggressor in the first half of the game for sure. And I thought we came out of halftime and played the game the right way and had a really good 15, 16 minutes there. And then it fell apart at the seams in those last 4 minutes. And so that's the way the game goes. You got to close games. You got to be precise in your details late. And, we just had about 4 or 5 things that, you just in close games like that versus good teams, you got to make sure that those plays are made. And when you can control them, when you can't control them and the other team makes a play, then it's on them. But you got to be tight and you got to execute. And, we just had a lot of things that were in our control. I felt like that we didn't do a good job controlling. And like I said, you got to give them credit. They made some clutch shots late, and they stayed in it. They kept fighting, and they found a way to get it done. I will say this, before I take questions. I know the easy headline could be to say that, hey, Jordan struggled down the stretch, okay? And I hope that's not reported or said, because we're not back in that game if Jordan doesn't come out and play the defense he played those 17 minutes in that second half. And I want everybody to understand, like, I know he's the one that stepped on the end line, and I know he had the backcourt violation, and I know and he missed the front end, but please don't sit there and try to put this one on him, because if he doesn't guard, we couldn't guard Sharkey in the first half, okay? Like, nobody could. So we tried Jordan on him, and Jordan's intensity and his defense, that's what turned that game around. Also with Matt Rafferty's and some other guys. But we didn't have the right collective mentality defensively tonight, and that's on me, okay? But he did, and I was proud of him for that. And there's a multitude of reasons why we didn't get this done. And if he doesn't do what he does on the defensive end of the floor, we're not even in a position to win the game.
When you go up 10, obviously 3-point shooting is a pro for this team. I mean, for you guys, and it got you back in the game, got you to the 10-point lead. But when you're up 10 with less than 4 minutes to play, were you kind of disappointed in the shot selection in the final 4 minutes?
You're watching it, and those are what we practice. It's kind of what we do, and so I thought we had 3 looks to push it to 13, and I didn't think any of them were necessarily bad looks, so it's one of those things where if you make it and you push a lead to 13, then all of a sudden we're probably sitting here pretty happy right now, and that's what we practice. That's what we do. I mean, we got 2 offensive rebound kickouts for wide open threes. And then in transition, Noah shot the 3 from the corner. The one that I thought there were 2 on the side out. There were 12 seconds on the shot clock. I'll have to watch the film and see. But Alex drove it and threw it to Noah in the corner, and I thought that one should have been driven, just because we're in the bonus. The court's kind of in scramble mode. I thought we had a chance to drive it. If it's late in the clock, then obviously I'll take that statement back. But if there's 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock, I think you got to go try to make a play at the rim there. And then I thought we had a one more where the ball got reversed to the left wing to Noah, and Jordan was in the corner. And I thought he had a one more to where we could shoot a wide open one or drive the baseline there, and we shot it. And those are the ones where, and again, I know both those plays included Noah. And again, Noah did a lot of things well tonight. So we can't don't take this as me saying, hey, I'm just saying if you can go back and say, were there some good versus great shots? Yeah, I think there were the few. Those are the 2 that stick out to me right now. But at the end of the day, kick out threes off offensive rebounds. I mean, those. I mean, large portion. That's how Samford got back in it. That's how we got back in it. That's kind of, if you calculate, okay, well, if you miss it, well, yeah, all missed shots are bad shots. But what I didn't like, Scott, was I thought that we could have forced the ball down to Matt more. Now, defensively, you got to give them credit, though. All right, we tried to run a couple plays, and because of Sharkey's ball pressure, the timing, he took us out of 3 or 4 plays tonight where we couldn't make the entry pass because the ball pressure was so intense. And so, in those moments, you got to trust your team. You got to trust that we play off of space, and that we're gonna fight for great shots. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say that I don't want corner threes and offensive rebound kick out threes because we practice that a lot.
How much did, obviously I probably know the answer to this, but having 3 fouls on your 2-point guards in the first half. How much did that affect your rhythm offensively?
It hurt us, but that's on us. That's on us. There weren't any schematic changes at halftime that we made to our ball screen coverages, and that's what this team's having to sort out. Like, it's not what we do, it's how we do it. And in the first half, we were just a half step slow. We didn't have active hands. We only had 10 deflections at halftime. We were just late to everything, right? We weren't playing on our toes. We were playing on our heels, and because of that, the guy's quick. I mean, he's got elite speed. And we watched in this same room this morning multiple clips, and yesterday multiple clips of you got to protect your feet and you can't let them get to your hip, and the whole goal is to keep them in front. And then what do? Like we get tight on them, and then we try to reach, and those are the details. They come back and get you, and it's a situation where, hey, the game plans are important, and every night in this league you're going to play somebody different, right? He's a unique guy, and you got to play him a certain way, and I didn't think we were dialed in as much as we needed to be in that first half, but that's where I credit Jordan. I mean, Jordan came in the second half and was phenomenal on him, and I was obviously very pleased with what Jordan was able to do there. And then they get some rolls because our backside guys that got to be in support, and it's just those things catch up with you, and we've got to be better there, and that's on me.
What's not necessarily take away from this game, but what's important for you guys over the next few days since you've got, again, 3 games on the road?
We just got to learn from it. I think in every loss there's a bunch to learn, and this one's going to be tough to watch. I just watched it live, but that last 4 minutes, Samford made some shots, but man, we absolutely shot ourselves in the foot in a lot of different ways, and it's going to be hard to swallow it, but at the same time you got to play clean, right? And when you're getting open and you're running routes to get open, you've got to be able to get open, right? And we didn't run any presso different than what we've run all year. We tried 2 different plays, and for the most part those have been good to us. But at the end of the day, they've got defenders as well, so you got to cut and you got to get open, you got to use angles, and you got to be sharp. And I think what we're going to see is in the last 4 minutes of the game, we just weren't as clean as we needed to be. And they were able to capitalize on that, and they hit some big shots, and I think that got us a little rattled. And before you knew it, they made the play to get them to win in the last few minutes, last few seconds.
Here in 2019, everybody knows everything immediately, what goes on everywhere. And you got smart kids. They know what happened to Samford 2 nights ago and the way they lost. Is there any part of coming out of the gate today where they kind of took things for granted, maybe at all?
I didn't sense that in our prep. I mean, I thought we had a pretty good practice yesterday, and I thought we had a good walkthrough this morning. I thought guys were locked in. I was actually quite surprised out on the court that we looked as flat as we did defensively, and I do give our guys credit that we went to halftime and we regrouped and started to play like we're accustomed to seeing our guys play. But I gotta look at that, and I gotta figure out the last 48 hours. What did we do different? Why did we? I felt like that was one of our flatter halves of the year, and and some of that, again, like I said, Samford did a good job pressuring us, and especially at the point spot. But I didn't think we were sharp, and so was that due that I didn't hear or sense any of that. You know what I mean? I just think that it's one of those things that we're in the grind of the season, and we got a really, really good league, and those guys are capable of beating anybody, right? I mean, we know that, and so we had to be at our best today, and unfortunately, we weren't consistently. We had some really good stretches. Wasn't all bad out there, but we weren't consistently good enough to where we needed what we needed to be today, especially at the start and the finish of the game. Thank you.